Welcome back to our channel, Film Express, Racing Pigeons. And we are here in southern part of San Antonio, right?
Yes.
With Danilo and Senor Frank Tirado of San Antonio, Texas. And Danilo is a fancier that owns the Iron Wings One Loft Race. Buenos días. ¿Cómo está, señor?
Muy bien, usted.
Muy bien. So, can you tell us, how did you start with racing pigeons?
La pregunta de él es ¿cómo fue que tú empezaste con las palomas mensajeras?
Okay. Desde que tengo 7 años crío palomas mensajeras en Cuba.
He's been raising pigeons since he was 7 years old. He started in Cuba. That's where his native.
Cubano.
Yeah, he's a Cubano.
And I believe Frank is also Cubano,
Yeah,
right?
I'm a
Yeah.
Cubano.
There you go.
Yeah. Cuban born, that's about it. I was
Yep.
raised in California, but I'm Cuban born.
Yep. And can you tell us about it? How did you come out or start? You started when you were 7 years old.
Empezaste cuando tenías 7 años. Cuéntale.
A los 18 años empiezo ya a criar palomas como Club B en Cuba. Y a los 20 años arranco a competir ya oficialmente en una federación colombófila que se llama Colombófilos de Minas, porque pertenezco a un municipio de la provincia de Camagüey. Se vuela muy duro la paloma ahí.
So he actually got serious about it when he was 18 years old. He started raising and racing birds club level. Then there's a federation in Minas.
In Cuba.
In Camagüey, the province of Camagüey, where both of us are from that same province. When he was 20, that's when he really got serious about racing the homers.
And then when you moved here in the U.S.
Yes.
¿En qué año viniste para los Estados Unidos?
En el 2016.
Okay.
2016.
Came to the U.S. in 2016.
2018, fly here.
You joined the club, or?
Yeah, and club.
Okay.
En San Antonio Limit.
So are you already familiar with One Loft Race already that time?
Ya tú tenías conocimiento de la One Loft.
Yes, sí, ya en Cuba lo había hecho.
Okay.
En Cuba lo había hecho, lo que había sido un poco más pequeño.
In Cuba, they do the same thing, One Loft, but it's not as big.
Oh, so they have also One Loft Race
They
in
have One
Cuba.
Loft-
Oh,
One
that's
Loft races
nice.
in Cuba, yeah.
So when you came here, you've flown for a club, and then did you already anticipate that you will own one day a One Loft Race?
La pregunta fue que si ya después de venir de Cuba para acá, que si tú tenías la menor idea que ibas a hacer algún día tu One Loft.
Esa historia está muy bonita.
That's a nice story.
Yo y mi esposa vivíamos en una casita aquí bien pequeña y ahí tenía mi loft.
They lived in a small, when they first were living here in San Antonio, him and his wife lived in a real small house and he had his little loft there.
Y todos los días le decía a mi esposa, un día vamos a tener un lugar bien grande y vamos a poder hacer un palomar grande y voy a hacer lo que siempre he soñado hacer, ¿ves?
And then he would always tell her one day we're going to have a nice piece of land with a bigger house and we're gonna live our dream. He goes,
And this is your dream?
y este es tu sueño.
Y aquí, ahí nos sentábamos todos los días en la terraza ahí y me sentaba a mirar y le dije, pronto, más pronto de lo que piensas, vamos a tener nuestro palomar.
So it was sitting on the back porch and just look at that, because he had his loft that he flew out of here originally set up, and he would always tell his wife, he goes, sooner than you think we're going to do that one loft.
Nice.
And here it is today.
Bien. So when did you start the Iron Wings?
¿Cuándo fue que empezaste a hacer el palomar para el Lion Wing Classic?
Cuando terminando las últimas carreras del club, ¿cuándo fue?
Last year, el año pasado.
Sí.
Last year in November he started this project.
Oh, okay.
En noviembre lo terminé.
And it's getting better.
Yeah, and he knocked it out in November.
Yeah.
He built the whole loft in November.
Getting popular, getting
Yeah.
better.
Todo, la gente ya te están conociendo. And people are sending birds from a lot of places now.
Yeah, all around from the U.S.
Yeah.
Tenemos 377, 375 palomas reservadas.
He's already got 375 or so purchase reserved.
So, but what is the capacity of your?
¿Cuántas palomas
Eh,
en la actualidad puedes tener?
600.
600.
Estamos listos para
It's
600.
for 600.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, pero aún podemos extender más el palomar para llegar a las 1000.
Because eventually he's going to extend the loft off to that side over there and,
Okay.
and make it for 1,000 bird.
Wow,
One
that
loft
is
race
nice.
with time, you know.
So can you tell us, like, okay, can you explain a little bit, especially with our non-flyers yet, what is a one loft race?
¿Qué significa una carrera de one loft para ti?
Ok. Para mí una carrera de One Loft significa algo muy importante porque primero tienes que tratar de que todo el mundo esté contento con tu trabajo.
He goes, one loft has its steps. He goes, you gotta have people trust you.
Correct,
You've got to work hard,
correct.
and then make sure that their birds all make it through the beginning phase of the one loft race.
Okay, now this is your opportunity, okay, to tell and to explain why people should trust you and send birds to Iron Wings. That's a good question.
Yes. Dice que esta es tu oportunidad de dejarle saber a la gente que pueden confiar en ti, en tu habilidad, para que te manden palomas de afuera.
What are your techniques
¿Cuáles
and
son tu manera de trabajar las
Ya,
palomas?
mi primer punto de referencia es, ya que la paloma llega, pues su vacunación, su medicina preventiva, coccidiosis, salmonelosis, Newcastle, todo lo que tiene que ver con enfermedades que sean muy fácil de transmitir. Lo otro que trabajo es en la alimentación. Trabajo mucho en la alimentación para que las palomas tengan un buen plumaje y un buen desarrollo para cuando lleguen las carreras, como quiero hacer la carrera, que sean carreras duras, que cada pájaro saque su calidad.
okay.
So what he does when he first receives birds from folks, he vaccinates, he treats for the different diseases. In other words, gets them ready for the population living with everybody. The second thing that's very important to him is the feed.
Correct.
He likes to feed nothing but top quality feed, so the birds will come in nice and healthy. That the birds will always be strong. They mature nicely, and they'll be ready for the races, because these races that he's doing, they're going to be coming from the northwest.
Okay.
So you're gonna fight a lot of wind in
Correct.
those races.
You call it headwinds, right?
Headwinds.
Okay.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of headwinds, because a lot of times, I don't know if you've noticed, Roman, as long as you've been here in San Antonio, we usually get them. They whip out of the south and kind of go push southwest.
Correct.
So a lot of the birds are either flying southwest against the wind or northeast.
Okay. Okay.
So
Es por eso que la carrera se llama Iron Wing Classic.
that's
Okay.
why he named it Iron Wings, because
Yeah.
that's what they're gonna need.
That's for the
to
tough.
compete for the tough
For the
ones.
tough
and
birds.
tough
Sucede algo, volé todos los años que volé en Cuba, mi posición geográfica me obligaba a volar en contra del aire.
Okay.
Son unos aires que tú se los enseñas a la gente y dicen, wow, ¿cómo pueden volar así las palomas? Las palomas vienen que no las ves porque vienen frente a los árboles.
In Cuba, since it's an island, the winds cut through there like it's nothing. So he's learned to train his pigeons to fly in that kind of weather. So when the birds are coming, you never see them. Like when we're waiting for the loft races here, when we're doing club races, you can see them real high when they first start coming in. Over there, they're almost even with the rooftops and the trees.
Really?
They got to stay low to overcome some of that wind, because it's just a constant ocean
Okay.
breeze, wind. Some days it gets rougher than others.
So can you explain to our viewers a little bit, like, what are your, like, the entry fee, those kind of stuff, like, and how many months you will make them view, and then you're gonna do the training, how many miles the race and whatnot.
¿Cuánto para entrar a competir aquí en el One Love tuyo? ¿Cuáles son los costos monetarios,
Ok,
cuándo empiezas a entrenar y cuándo empiezas a hacer las primeras sueltas para calificar la paloma ya para
La activación.
La activación.
ok. Aquí la entrada, una paloma son $125.
Okay.
Ok,
That's the perch.
the perch, la percha. Si envías 5 pájaros, 5 bird, 1 free.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 bird for $500.
It's $500 for 5.
So the sixth one is free.
it's free.
Yeah.
So what are the pot money? Like the
¿Cuáles
entry.
¿Cuáles son los premios y en qué orden?
Ok, tenemos, si logramos activar 500 palomas, si activamos 500 palomas, tenemos $125,000 de premio.
Okay.
So, del 1 al 40 creo que es, o al 42, algo así. Todo está basado en la cantidad de palomas que podamos recoger para poder reagrupar todo el dinero que se necesitará para dar los premios.
So the idea is to activate at least 500
Okay.
racers.
At least.
At
Yes.
least. That way, you can bring the jackpot, the first place jackpot to 125,000.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the goal.
Okay. The entry fee is how much?
The entry fee is well, the first fee is 125, and then you get 5 birds.
5 birds.
For 500, and then 1 free. So
Yeah.
you can enter 6. If you bring in
Not
5
bad.
birds, you get 1 free.
Not bad.
Yeah,
So-
and the 10 bird, 3 free,
Wow.
1,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'll
that's-
send him 10 birds.
Yeah. Sí, te vamos a mandar 10.
Yeah. And the activación, 300 for bird.
Okay, 300.
Yeah.
Did I say it right? 300?
300 per bird.
300
The
per.
activation fee.
That's the activación.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Activation.
125
Yes.
para perch.
Yes.
Okay. And then, how many miles, like, the final race?
La última carrera, ¿cuál es el millaje en esa, Danilo?
Va a ser de 350, 360 por ahí.
It's really the way it's angled. It's not an exact, but it's between 350 and 360 miles.
And we will be back here in the final race.
Yes, in the final race, he's going to have a big get together
Yeah.
for all the racers.
And I'll be back here because we did this
You
first.
better be here because he's going to do a lechon.
Lechon. Okay. Cubano, lechon
Yes.
cubano.
Well, the same as the Filipinos. We
Oh,
cook it
okay.
the same way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now after this, this sit-down interview, is he willing to show us around his loft?
Que si estás dispuesto a enseñarle por dentro la palomar.
Sí, no hay problema.
Yeah, so that
Yes.
people will see it and they will trust you more,
Yes.
Yeah.
and that would be best.
And they'll see the conditions that he keeps.
The condition of the birds and
Yes.
everything, how you take care of the birds.
All
He will,
underneath the loft.
and you will explain to us what is the concept of your loft.
Y si nos puedes explicar el concepto de cómo ves que tú hiciste el palomar, o sea, de este estilo,
Ok,
¿ok?
ya.
And we have a project. I want to introduce you.
Hay un proyecto que él quiere
So it's
Militarte.
raising pigeons for military veterans, and this is a support group, for the military veterans.
Este programa, Danilo, es para apoyar a los veteranos que están sufriendo de post-traumatic syndromes y esa clase, o sea, y a la misma vez atraer más veteranos al hobby de nosotros.
Yo le puedo
Empiece
donar un par.
con algo decente.
Yo le puedo donar un par también, dile.
The main point is helping the
Yes,
veterans.
he said he'd be more than happy to donate a pair.
Okay,
a
well,
breeder.
thank you so much. Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you. Well, anyway, this is for you, sir.
Eso
Oh,
para
thank
ti.
you.
And we will show his one loft
Thank
race.
you so much. Ok, vamos a pasar al palomar para enseñarle cómo viven las palomas y qué condiciones están viviendo ellas.
We're getting ready to go inside the loft now, so everybody can see the conditions in there. The cleanliness, the how he has it set up inside the loft. So, come with us, and come check this out. There you go, Mr. Danilo. You're the leader of the pack. Just for FYI, this gentleman has some really nice pigeons himself. So here we are on the inside of the loft. As you can see,
Estas dos divisiones las tenemos de cuarentena. Ya,
these are the quarantine compartments. As the birds come,
They're so clean.
they spend. ¿Cuánto tiempo los tienen en cuarentena?
aquí los tengo 2 semanas.
2 weeks in quarantine.
Ya una vez que pasan las 2 semanas, pues ya los incorporo al equipo.
Once the 2 weeks have elapsed, then he incorporates the quarantine birds into the rest of the flock. But as you can see, aluminum feeders. Here's some of the 3 young birds that were brought in. They're in quarantine right now. 3 beautiful little youngsters.
Hay 3 aquí porque llegaron con una semana de diferencia, entonces no los uno cuando tienen una semana de diferencia.
So these have been here a week already, and these other 3 in the next section over were brought in a couple days ago. So he lets them quarantine in different stages. So here's some 3 little beautiful little blue bars, youngsters that were brought to him for the race. As you can see, his construction here is very well ventilated. He's running fans all the time because some folks might or might not know, South Texas is hot in the summertime, and it's already starting to get hot. So this is the interior of the loft. He's got ventilation in the front, windows up on top for the sunlight. He's got lights in the interior of the loft. Yes, the day that he receives them, they're vaccinated, they're treated for they're dewormed, everything, all the other pre-health maintenance that they need, and they're treated for coccidiosis, salmonella, all that kind of stuff. Here's another compartment.
This loft can hold 600 birds.
Y este palomar puede retener 600
Sí,
palomas.
está lista para 600
Set up
palomas.
for 600.
Sin que 600 palomas para que no estén apretadas. De que estén
600. He likes the 600 number best for this size loft. So the birds, they're more. There's less chances of anything. They're not all bunched up on top of each other because I don't know. I've never been, or this is the first time I've ever entered a one loft race myself with Danilo to support him in our club and everything. But he likes it this way. As you can see, the perches are all. They have un piano
Sí.
about a 12-inch gap in between each perch, so the birds aren't too bunched up together.
Y aquí tenemos la entrada de la
¿Cuánto?
70 pájaros.
Each compartment will hold 70 birds, Romer. So, as you can see, a lot of ventilation.
Que el aire entre por la ventana, el aire entra por la ventana, sale por arriba y sale por atrás.
So he's got
Entra y sale.
the way he's got these velours, these windows set up here. The wind comes in and pushes upward. As you can see, they're angled, so the wind you can feel it right here. It's got we got a nice little breeze today. It pushes forward. You got exhaust ventilation up there in the back, plus the fans are going at all times. He's got 2 doors.
Es que están acá afuera agarrando su aire.
He's got a fuse. I don't know if you can hit him with the camera. There's a few here already relaxing. Just they go back and forth in the front there. I've got 2 birds here myself. My neighbor Jeff Schmidt also brought 4 birds that he's going to fly in this one loft himself. My neighbor.
Puede grabarla por aquí también.
Neighbor and good friend. Here's some more up here. Romer sitting on the outside perches. They enjoy being out there. So, the setup is I think, is really nice. Really
Vamos a agarrar
nice.
un pájaro. Puedo agarrar un pájaro para que vean las
He's going to
condiciones.
grab a bird, one of the
Cualquiera,
young,
o sea, cualquiera, no.
so that he can show you.
So if I send a bird, what is your advice for people who will send a bird? What are the qualities that I should consider?
Cuando las personas te mandan palomas, Danilo, ¿cuáles son las calidades o las condiciones, vaya, que tú más o menos esperas de la paloma?
Yo espero que las palomas vengan, primero que nada, que vengan saludables y que no vengan muy pequeñas, porque así puedo trabajar mejor yo en ellas.
Yeah.
Pero independientemente de todo eso, como quiera que llegue el animal, pues yo lo voy a poner en buenas condiciones, para eso trabajo en ellas.
He says first thing when he wants to receive healthy pigeons, not too young, because that way he can work better with the bird, you know, and then he'll take care of the rest.
So what is the advice? How old I should send my bird to?
¿A qué edad te deben mandarlo más o menos la paloma?
Ya una vez que ya el pájaro come solo y ya está destetado mínimo, después del destete, 2 semanas aproximadamente.
2 weeks after weaning, he considers to be a good time.
Este pájaro es de Sí Se Puede Loft. Sí Se Puede Loft.
Sí Se Puede Loft is one of the San Antonio club members, as you can see.
Yo creo que él vive en Houston. Sí Se Puede.
Sí Se Puede. Oh, he's from Houston, actually. I'm sorry, but he sent him.
Ya van en la cuarta pluma mudando
you
ya.
see how his the fourth flight is already.
Ahí están en su
When
muda.
they get here, he will cut that flight feather, and then it dries up and it falls on his own. They're already. I was here when he did that a while back, and all these youngsters, that feather's already coming back pretty quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's really like, lots of job to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of work.
Mucho trabajo.
Mucho trabajo para que siempre el palomar esté limpio y
This is a full-time job for him?
cada día cambiar el agua por la mañana, cambiar el agua por la tarde, comida, doy 2 comidas, doy comida en la mañana, comida en la tarde, buscando una buena alimentación y un mejor desarrollo de ellos mismos, para que cuando empecemos a exigirle los entrenamientos y las carreras, pues ellas puedan respondernos lo que le vamos a pedir.
So what he does is twice a day. He changes the water twice. He feeds the birds twice a day. They clean the loft twice a day, and so his whole reason behind all that is that he wants the birds, when he starts loft flying, and they start zoning out, and he wants to see them birds do it with joy, be strong, healthy, and ready to do the one loft. That's what it's all about.
Yes, sir. When did you start your low fly?
¿Cuándo empieza a volar aquí en el Palomar?
Estoy esperando tener unas 150 palomas para empezar a trabajar de 50 en 50. Como quiera, con la malla no tenemos apuro en sacar los pájaros al aire.
With the net out there, the way he's got that net set up in front of the loft, so the birds can go out there and exercise, at least flap around, fly back and forth, and start getting strong. He once he has 150 pigeons here, he'll start the loft training.
Okay.
50 en 50. Voy a empezar
And he does it in groups of 50.
Okay.
Once they all get in the groups of 50s, they flock together and they start zoning. Then he puts them all together. Then you get the big flock.
And he can show us the concept of outside, right?
Yes.
Outside. By the way,
Ahora quiere que por favor le explique afuera el concepto
like,
de
why
la
do you
malla.
put those net and everything?
¿Por qué ponen las mallas?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a
And then
problem.
this is the exit, right?
Yes.
Okay. I just need to show this really quick. I like
So-
the ventilation.
Oh, I love it. Look how high off the ground it is.
Oh, yeah.
So you also get that ventilation from underneath. You know, which is it's important.
It's a dream come true.
Yes. His dream has come true. This is what he's always wanted all his life as a kid, you know.
Dile que tenga cuidado que al salir
Oh,
aquí.
we're gonna be here.
Be careful. So, Aquí tenemos los acariciadores, los soleadores. Tenemos uno a la derecha y otro a la izquierda aquí.
There's two Averys here.
Que es donde ellos están cuando yo no quiero, cuando el tiempo está está nublado o algo y no quiero que estén en la malla, pues los dejo aquí. Y la malla es pues para que vuelen aquí, y desarrollen sus músculos y coman piedrecita.
So he's got, as you can see, two Averys, one on each side. When the weather's not appropriate, because we get some strange weather in South Texas, we get some off the wall stuff sometimes. He'll keep them in the Averys. They're still outside in a sense, but they're not out here in this fly pen. He put this up so the birds can start flying back and forth. Watch your step there, Mr. Romer. Back and forth from the two perches out there from the ground. If you've noticed, it's all sand down there with a little bit of grass. The pigeons, starts picking little stones, little shells, because we have a lot of shells in the sand here in Texas. There's another form of grit.
You know what I like is that his concept of this.
Dice que le gusta mucho la
Y
idea esta.
otra cosa, otro diseño que yo hice del palomar. El palomar lo hice basado en un palomar que hay en Orlando. Un amigo que se llama Robbie Delgado, que tiene un One Loft que se llama Orlando Golden. También los invito a participar, muy buena carrera. Él tiene este sistema. Y una vez que tú pones la malla, ellos aprenden automáticamente a entrar al landing board todo el tiempo. Nunca van a parar en ninguna parte, vienen directo al palomar y adentro. Y una vez que están aquí se sienten muy protegidas ya.
He has a friend in Orlando, Florida, Robbie, who does a One Loft as well. Very well-known flyer out in Florida. He picked up this system here from him. He calls him for advice on occasions. So what has worked out for Robbie, according to Robbie, when your birds learn this is like a gateway. So when the pigeons come back from the races, instead of landing from every direction, they tend to come in straight into the landing board.
I like that concept.
Yeah.
Let me show this concept.
I think that's pretty,
So there's a net.
that's different than anything I've ever seen.
Yeah.
As you can see, some are picking on the grasses.
Yeah, they feel free.
Yes, yes. And then plus we have such a problem with Cooper's hawks out here.
Correct. And the hawks cannot penetrate.
They can't hit, they can't break through that net
Nice.
to get at them.
And then when the race is ready,
Yes.
those are the clocks, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
those are the traps, and it's just one continuous clock
Nice.
pad across the front there.
Four pads.
Four
Honestly,
pads.
This is my first time seeing like almost a ground level trap compared to the other One Loft race. They are
Dice que
on top.
es la primera vez que has visto él la gatera abajo. Sabes que casi siempre todos los palomares tienen la gatera arriba y las palomas.
Pero yo la hago, o sea, yo la hice con este porque se me hace más fácil para trabajar con ellas y enseñarlas y todo.
He said he set it up this way because it's easier to walk the birds in compared to having to use a little rod or a stick to coax them in. It's easier just to walk them in. Yeah.
And I like the fact that it's elevated. Danilo is supporting our program, and there you go. Muchas gracias, señor.
Thank you so much.
And he mentioned that he will be donating
You're welcome.
a breeder bird, right? Para
Mucho gusto para mí tener esto en mi palomar.
He said it's a pleasure to have that on his loft. And
Vamos a poner el otro.
let me just show this.
oh my God,
These are
some of the birds
some of the birds.
that are going to be competing in the One Loft.
Yes, sir. 400 or 350 miles.
Is the last race, yes, all the way up to 350. 350 or 360, give or take, 10 miles.
And I have a question.
Dile que estoy poniendo el otro.
He's put the other one on the other window for you.
Oh, you're putting it there also?
Yes, yes.
Oh, man.
Hey, you're in, my friend. This is all about.
You are now official supporter of our program for para veteranos.
Yeah. You know, this is all about. We have to help each other.
And Frank is a veteran himself.
Yes, I am.
Army veteran.
Yes.
And he understands how it is.
Yes.
And are you willing to show us your personal birds?
Quisiera
And
enseñarlo las palomas tuyas también.
and just educate some of our viewers what are the qualities of the physical
Y
qualities
que le explique las calidades que tú buscas en la paloma.
that we need to consider.
Vamos para allá. No tengo el mejor loft en este momento porque el loft era este y lo agrandamos, hicimos el one loft
Yeah.
y estoy esperando para hacer un buen palomar de cría. Pero vamos, ahí se le enseñamos.
He's gonna, in the future, once all this is finished, he's going to build another breeding loft on that section over there, because he just, concentrating on this right now. So a little later on, down the road,
Off season.
yes, he'll build another loft. So over on that side are some of his best breeders. He's got some fantastic pigeons. As a matter of fact, he did really well in the club last year. He spanked us all. Yes,
Iron wing. One more.
yes.
Okay, we're gonna go to his personal birds and he will show
Okay.
us the qualities of the birds that we get.
He took second place in the SAF race el año pasado or from last year. So what he does is he keeps the same. He's been breeding the same family of birds since he's been here in the U.S.
And he also sent birds to One Love race, right?
¿Tú mandas también
Sí.
paloma? Yeah,
Sí.
yes, he does.
Esta es la número 1 del SIF. Number 1 SIF.
Número uno.
Number one, first place SAF race. El año pasado, last year's race. He did really well last year.
So what are the qualities of the birds that you consider? Like, for example, you don't know the strain.
Tú no sabes la línea. ¿Qué calidad tú buscas, Danilo?
Ok, yo busco una paloma que tenga una buena constitución física, basándome en cómo termina su quilla, cómo termina aquí,
He looks for the length of the keel.
de qué manera están cerrados sus dos huesitos atrás.
If the vents are closed, that's a good thing that he likes to see in a bird.
Que sea de las extremidades de aquí cortas, para que tenga más.
Bone structure in the wing.
Y lo primero que tiene que tener es que sea inteligente.
And he goes, and more than anything, they have to be a smart pigeon. He likes
Puede tener todas las condiciones que tenga, que lo que tiene que ser inteligente. Como esta paloma no es una gran paloma, esta no es una paloma fuerte ni nada, independientemente de que está sacada, pero es una paloma muy inteligente y muy fiel a su casa.
He says that this bird is not one of his fastest pigeons, but what he likes about it is she's very smart, and she comes in the minute she hits the landing board, she's in.
You don't need a dropper.
Yeah, you don't need a dropper. A lot of his champion pigeons.
Nice. I like the color.
Esta es la madre de esta que acaba de la que ganó el primer lugar.
That's the mother to that blue bar he was just showing.
Como esta no fue una gran paloma voladora, pero fue una paloma muy consistente y muy inteligente. Me gustaba mucho cómo hizo en cada vuelo, cómo supo soportar cada vuelo difícil que tuvo, y independientemente de haber sido la paloma más nueva que teníamos en el palomar, fue capaz de llegar a casa todo el tiempo.
That bird, what he loved about her, she wasn't the fastest, but she was consistent. Always came home, never failed, and that's what he likes about this hen here.
Y eso me llevó a ponerle un buen macho, y nacieron 2 hijos y los 2 fueron campeones.
And then he bred that to one of his best cocks, and the two youngsters off of that pair were his champions, some of his champions.
What's the bloodline of that one?
¿Cuál es la línea esa?
Estos son Juven.
Huben.
Estos traen,
Yeah, Huben are known in Texas.
traen Juven con Shortbait, porque traen líneas del carretero, del fundador del palomar.
a little bit of sure bed in it too.
They are well known. The Hubin are well known here.
Traen del azul fundador por parte de la hembra.
Oh, okay, nice. So can you show us like the feeds?
Oh, there you go. He's gonna show you the feed.
So these are the feeds. So can you tell us about this? Like how many percent are these?
¿Qué porcentaje de proteína tiene esa comida?
Yo la preparo en este momento un 25 por lo menos.
At minimum 23% protein.
Ahora para que
Right now.
para que sea su muda y
So
todo.
as the pigeons are maturing, growing, you know, they come in with a nice feathers, nice bone structure. You know, protein is very, very important, especially in the young pigeons, for the growth, development. It's very important.
Do you change your feeds like as time they go closer to the race?
Ya cuando empiezan a entrenar y van a empezar a concursar, Danilo, tú cambias la comida.
Yo bajo, un ejemplo, no puedo dar esa cantidad de proteína porque, pero sí doy, o sea, sí tengo mis tips.
So what he does, he brings down the protein level on the feed because you can't be feeding your racers that high protein. So he uses another blend that he makes himself, you know, from different.
So muchas gracias para visita, Señor Danilo. Can you tell what's the invitation? Can you now it's your opportunity to do your invitation for our viewers.
Ya, puede venir cada vez que estemos en las carreras y en los entrenamientos, puede venir sin problema, aquí va a ser bien recibido.
He says that everybody's welcome to come over during the races, and of course at the end of the race he's going to have a big old barbecue for everyone and thank everybody for flying in this one loft and the cool part about Danilo is he treats you like family.
La familia.
This is a family. To us, we're family.
Para mí esto es, me gusta mucho los momentos de compartir con todos los palomeros, de disfrutar la llegada de las palomas y mientras más personas tengamos aquí, pues más contentos vamos a estar.
He says that he loves sharing his love for the pigeon with other fanciers, and he goes, the more the merrier.
Bueno, quiero invitarlos a todos a participar en el Iron Wing Classic y el que no pueda participar también puede participar apoyándonos aquí en cada día que estemos recibiendo a los animales y compartiendo sus criterios con todos los palomeros que van a estar y así buscamos una mejor comunicación y vamos a tratar de seguir trabajando para que este deporte de nosotros que es tan lindo siga creciendo y cada día sea más fuerte y haya más palomeros en nuestro club y en general.
So basically, what he says, everybody, he would love for more fanciers to join his one loft race. He'd love that. That would be very gratifying for him. Everybody's welcome to come join us at every race, all the way to the end. His purpose, more than anything, is to keep everybody involved in pigeon racing and get new members, draw in new racers, you know, new fanciers. This is a beautiful sport. You know, Danilo and I, I'm much older than him, but we've been doing this since we were kids. This has kept my sanity. I'm also a vet.
So that's why we established that project.
Yes, and I've dealt with a lot of mental issues.
Dile que le vamos a enseñar los pájaros que le voy a donar.
So he'd love to show you now the birds he's going to donate to the project.
There you go.
And here we go. He's going to show them to you over there.
Ya se lo puede llevar si desea.
And if you'd like to take him today, Romer, you're more than welcome to
Oh yeah,
take him today.
yeah. And now Frank will.
Ya, ahora cuando lo... Este es un macho.
This is a cock bird.
Mírele el ojo, qué ojo más
It's
hermoso.
a beautiful eye. You can see the pearl in his eyes.
Está volado 500 millas por mí.
He's flown out to 500 miles.
Young bird and old bird.
As a young bird season and old bird season.
Ujú.
He's got beautiful feathering. Very all around.
So,
very nice.
un buen macho para reproducir, buen macho.
Nice.
So, yo no lo he usado este año, pero está muy bueno para reproducir.
He hasn't used them.
Voló la carrera, él la voló, la última carrera que se hizo aquí, de la carrera de promoción,
Oh,
él la voló también.
Oh, he had a promotional race a while back. He gave us I think it was like 25 birds to choose from, and we paid a little fee, and that was part of the jackpot. It was just for fun, you know, with club members, and I raced, and then at the end of the race, he gave us that pigeon.
Nice.
And I left out of here with two of them because he gave me an extra one. It was a lot of fun. We had a good day here. His wife cooked for us, and we barbecued. It was really nice. We spent a real nice day here with him. That he shared that with us. It was a lot of fun, as it should be.
Yes, sir.
You know, this.
Para que le ponga esta hembra.
And that's the hen that's going to be donated to the project. You know, with the way pigeon racing has changed from my father's times.
Oh, that's nice.
She's got booted
cowgirl.
feet.
Esta paloma viene de una donación que me hicieron también. Es muy buena paloma. Es hija de una pareja de palomas que alguien me dio de buen corazón, que han volado muy bien.
So what is the strain of this one?
¿Qué sangre tiene?
Este trae el Jansen. Esta más bien es pura Jansen, porque yo mezclé los padres. Jansen y Jansen. O sea, pero está perfecta para este.
That's a pure Jansen.
Mira los colores de ojos.
Look at the. So this is a nice pair donated to the project by Mr. Danilo here. We thank him for this. This will help one of our brother veterans, I'm sure. They're good quality birds.
Just for the record, Danilo agreed to breed those.
So, él te está pidiendo un favor, que por favor tú le saques.
Okay, okay.
And then the babies will go to the new flyer veteran or.
Okay, está bien. Está perfecto. Ahora mismo hacemos la pareja también.
And also for the record, Mr. Frank Tirado will keep those birds for now.
Sure.
So you because for the record, when I was thinking about this project, just to let you know, Frank Tirado was the first one I approached about it. Remember that, right?
Yes.
Few months ago.
Yes.
But the problem is, he is way too busy to be involved for now.
Yeah.
But what is your promise when you retire?
My promise is at the end of this year, this old truck driver is done. I'm going to dedicate the rest of my life, God willing, He gives me a few more good years, to nothing but my favorite pastime, my hobby of racing home and pigeons.
Let me put myself. Can you hold this?
This has kept my sanity, I think.
So I'm gonna put myself
Over
in
the
the
years,
video. I just
yes.
I want to officially receive it and then hand it to Mr. Frank Tirado. Oh my God! I like
Yo me la voy a llevar y se la pongo ya.
Sí, está bien. Está bien.
De una cajita.
Sí.
So this is the pair we're putting together for the project to donate to some of our brother veterans.
Nada más cuando sean campeones que se acuerden que traen Dacora Loft.
He just wants one thing, that when they start breeding champions, just remember they came from Dacora Loft.
We will remember. Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
No tiene, se lo tuve que cortar porque por
okay.
las plumas tuve que
He had to
cortar.
cut it because of the feather on the feet. Y eso lo causa mucho el embrillo.
Eso es lo que tiene Candela.
That's nice.
Rarely will you see a homer with the booty feet.
Como digo yo siempre cuando alguien trae una paloma de fuego, Candela. Agárrala.
So now what's gonna happen?
Esta va yo le saco.
Yo sé.
Ah, mira qué lindo está este chico.
So SAF
Compitió en carrera de dinero.
1252.
She flew in the Yes, yeah,
2021.
money race.
Money race. So what's gonna happen? Mr. Frank Tirado will keep the birds, and if there is a veteran in San Antonio area that wants to be involved in this hobby, he will produce babies.
Yes.
Voló 350 millas en Young Bird, en Old Bird 500 millas.
As a young bird, that cock flew up, to 350, because that's all we fly here in San Antonio. As young bird, 350. As old bird, it flew all the way to
It's a
up
pearl-
to 500.
It's a pearl eye.
Pearl eye, yeah. Boy, got a good one.
Muchas gracias, señor.
El gusto es mío.
It's his pleasure.
Me gusta regalar cosas buenas para que después cuando usted sienta una alegría, yo la voy a sentir también.
He says that he likes to donate good birds. So when the fancier's happy with the good birds, he's happy too.
Well, thank you so much for watching. Happy flying.